All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Cards and Coffee. With me today is Nathan, also known as TrueBlue Collectibles. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going pretty good. How you doing today, Lucy?
Good, man. I'm just right now that it went a little bit dark on your end. It's looking like some Blair Witch Project stuff going on. What's going on over there, man? For
Well,
those that don't know, he's out on the road. Go ahead.
yeah, always on the road, man. I work over the road as a truck driver now. So I'm here in my truck. I'm in Alabama today. I was over in Maryland and Delaware just a couple days ago. I was in California a couple weeks ago. Should have stopped by and seen you. You're down in San Diego area, right?
Yeah, closer to the Temecula area.
Yeah, yep. I was down there in Chula Vista. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a nice area.
it's man, it can be stressful with all the traffic sometimes, but
Yes.
it's so nice to just be able to get out here and see the country. But there are
Mhm.
some areas where we were talking about this beforehand, like just flat areas where there's like nothing, and you're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's a little like okay. Unless there's like a thunderstorm or something off in the distance, it's just like, all right, whatever. Let's get through this as fast as possible. Nebraska.
Yeah. California is definitely the worst when it comes to traffic.
Oh
It's
no,
not even
no,
no. Who is it?
no.
I wouldn't know.
Atlanta is probably the worst, and Nashville.
Tennessee.
Those two, yeah, those two during like that rush hour traffic,
Mhm.
freaking ridiculous. And it's because of the proximity of exits to other exits, like
Oh,
having
okay.
to cross four lanes of traffic as quick as you have to get over to another exit. Like LA, I would rather drive through LA during rush hour traffic than Nashville or Atlanta. And that's well, I mean, it's you're just driving slower through
Mm.
LA. It sucks because
Yeah,
it takes you so long to get where you're going,
yeah,
but it's not tedious. So
yeah. Maybe I was able to see it more like during COVID because I remember, for example, there's that I've mentioned in the past, but there's a local show for collectibles called Frankincense, and that's in the City of Industry, and it's closer to like Chino, Pomona area. And so usually for me, that was with regular traffic, it was like a 45-minute to 50-minute drive. During COVID,
yeah,
I got there in like 18 or 20 minutes.
it's ridiculous, man. COVID happened, and it was like you go out, and it felt like it was a ghost town everywhere. Like we
Hmm.
were living in Escanaba, Michigan, town of like 12,000 people in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, there just north of Wisconsin, about an hour. And COVID happened. Like nothing's far away from you there, like in town, but it was like there was like it just you could see tumbleweeds rolling down the road, is what it felt
That's
like
crazy.
because everything was
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah.
Probably even worse out there in California with you guys' weird ass rules.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, till this day, though, I mean, we're not, I don't want to get too into this, but I was going to say, till this day, you see people driving by themselves with masks on, and, I question people like that. But,
What is going on in your car that you have to
yeah.
wear?
Hey, you never know, man.
You never
Those
know.
masks are super protective. But
Yeah, yeah. We got kind of like you said Blair Witch thing. We kind of got like opposite contrast go. Your
mhm.
background's lighter, but my foreground's lighter.
Yeah, dude,
My
that's what
background's
it is,
darker, your
yin yang.
foreground's
You
darker.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's awesome. Yeah, nice
Yeah.
balance.
And so
I
for
mean,
those that don't know, go ahead, go
and
ahead.
we got the 50-50 thing going on today. We got 50 percenters going on here today. None of
Yeah,
that
we do.
20% shit.
We're
So
coming together. You know what I mean?
that's right.
I was gonna say, for those that don't know, what kind of collector do you consider yourself? Like,
Uh
in general, but then obviously, down to
Honestly,
specifically Marvel.
I'm kind of like a general collector. Marvel cards is primarily what I collect. But action figures like McFarlane. I do some of the
Mm,
DC figures, but it's primarily just the Batman figures because I like with Iron Man, you can do like the Hall of Armor. With
mhm.
the DC McFarlane toys, you can do like the Hall of Batman essentially, and have all the weird, different Earth Batmans and stuff like that. I like to do those. Marvel Legends figures, I like to do those. Um, as far as like sports, I do my typical Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers, Detroit Red Wings. I don't do basketball at all. It's not my
Mm,
thing. Um, and Marvel Domino, she's my girl. I try to master collect her
mhm.
essentially. But I binder set collect too. I don't pick like a serial number or anything like to go after. So I usually do like base and then one or two of the base parallels,
Mhm.
and then I'll do like some the inserts and stuff like that for my binders. I used to do 3 ring 9 pocket um, Ultra Pro stuff. I've started switching over to the zippered sewn in
Mhm.
9 and or 16, 9 or 12 pocket.
Top loader.
pages. For Domino, she's in the top loader binder, and we're going to show her today.
Mhm.
But for my base set stuff, that's just sleeved in the binder. I don't.
Gotcha.
It's not something that I don't really care that much about value. Like it feels like almost when you watch a video nowadays on YouTube, value is like the main thing that they talk about. Like, what are
Mhm.
you getting back out of the product? I don't look at that when I open the products. Like, I don't care that much about what I'm getting back out of it. Did I have fun opening it? And
Mhm.
to me, that makes more sense. And then how much am I getting towards the base set that I want to build? Original art sets are great. Sets that I really like, Flair Ultra sets. I love the Flair Ultra sets, like going all the way back to the mid '90s.
Mhm.
Those are some of my favorite sets. Um, favorite, man, like favorite card for me, even though I'm a Domino collector, my absolute favorite card of all time in Marvel is the Maximum Carnage Venom from '94,
Where it's
where
all three of them?
where no '94 Flair, where he's hanging upside down on the ceiling with the dripping
Yeah.
fire on
Come
the
on.
skull.
Kubert?
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
Andy Kubert art. Yeah.
I think Sergio just shared maybe like a comic book cover of that recently,
Yeah.
possibly on one of
No, it
his
was me.
things.
He gifted it to me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right. Um, I just PSA 10 one of those that I pack pulled, so
Nice.
I was like freaking yeah. Like I don't
Those
care
are
that much
awesome.
about like the grading stuff doesn't really matter to me. A few things I'll send in the grade, but most of the time if I'm sending in the grade, it's probably gonna get sold.
Mhm.
Unless it comes back like that came back at 10. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus selling it because it's again, it's my all-time favorite card. It's the first card that I ever saw for Marvel when I was growing up. Like I started collecting in the early '90s, like 1990. I think it was '89, '90 NBA hoops. They were like
Mm.
50 cents a pack at the local
Yeah.
store, like 2 blocks from the house. I had like 4 different paper routes, and every single penny I made from paper routes went to buying packs of cards. And then I found a hobby shop that sold boxes of cards, and
Mhm.
then every dollar went to boxes of cards. And then I found another hobby shop, and they had comic books and RC airplanes and cars and
Mm.
all the TCG stuff like Magic and all that Warhammer stuff back in the day, and um, and then I saw Marvel cards, and I was like, oh shit, but I was at that age at the point in time that I saw Marvel cards that I was kind of transitioning from toys and hobby stuff to girls and cars and putting radios in my car and that sort of
Mm.
thing. So that money transitioned. And then I never really got back into it until around the COVID time, like most of us did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um,
Yeah, just to touch on some points you made, I was gonna say, yeah, in regards to the binder, those are dope, man. I only own two of those smaller ones, and they're like a 4x4, not
mhm.
not the bigger ones. But I love that the fact that I don't have to worry about dust getting in there when they're the zipper
Yeah.
kind, and
Yep.
they're and the 3 ring. You know, people forget, but like if you ever owned a 3 ring collector or a collection under a 3 ring binder, you would get that indentation from the rings sometimes,
Yeah.
especially if you stuffed them. You know.
Yeah. 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 For sure. And they're not so easy to like. You can't stack them very well. So then you have to stand them vertical. Well, then, like you said, the pages start to sag. So you get those indentations in there. The zipper binders are nice because you can actually stack the card. You could stack them on top of each other if you need to, but they stand so much better too because they're
Yeah.
everything's nice and compacted in there and zippered and sewn in. Nothing really shuffles around very much, and even if it shifts a little bit, it's not putting pressure anywhere else on any of the cards. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then the other thing I was going to mention is when you were talking about just everybody talking about value, I do wonder, man, like obviously COVID changed that and for a lot of things, but specifically I would say Marvel because there was people that were already selling Pokemon consistently at that time, even before then, and sports cards and Magic the Gathering, right? But for Marvel, like obviously I don't feel like if the value and some of the like for some people they were getting some life-changing numbers for their cards. So
yeah,
I get it from that perspective. I do wonder if there wasn't a lot of value in it, then you probably wouldn't hear a lot of that talk. But since there is some money to be made, maybe not so much more now because of
yeah,
the market corrected itself. But you know, during the last couple of years, it was crazy, man.
yeah. Sure is, man. And like it's not that value doesn't come into play because it does because you can't dump hundreds and hundreds of dollars on boxes of cards and continue to do that unless you just have this amazing job where you're making ridiculous amounts of money, right? Like even myself, I make really good money doing this, but I can't just dump. $600, $700, $800, $900 on a box of cards, for masterpieces, premiere, whatever, and justify opening that product at all. Again, like platinum. Now, caveat this: platinum was really fun to open.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way the set is structured, but that's my personal taste, right? That doesn't mean somebody else can't enjoy it. You guys say it all the time: collect dope shit, open what you like, do what you want. It's your collection, and I 100% am on board with that. For me, it's not. I built the base set. I built the rainbow set. I'm building the variant cover set, the variant rainbows, and the inserts, and the rainbows for the inserts, because I like the binder set collect, right?
Yeah.
So for
Yeah,
me,
you're doing
that's
you're
where
doing a little bit of both. You're into both worlds, man. You're character collecting and set collecting. Man, to me, like my OCD would bother me, especially when you said that not only do you do the base, but you do some parallels and some inserts. That's too much, man. You know what I mean?
So for platinum, I've got it's a 16 pocket zippered binder. So it's 16 on the front, 16 on the back. So it holds like 720, 750 cards or whatever. So the first 400, I've got 4 versions of those. The second 100, I've got 2 versions of each of those, and then 2 versions of each of the base inserts. So essentially, I've got 2.5, 3 sets when you like kind of average it out across that, all within one binder. Not like my early '90s stuff where you've got one card and that's it. Like I've got zippered binders that got 5 sets in them in one binder. You know what I mean? Because I just go, okay, this set, start a new page. This set, start a new page. This set, start a new page. And then if I'm missing a card from a set, I just leave that spot blank. And it's the same thing with my domino collection. Like I'll show you that when we get over to that part of it in that binder, and that's fine. They can stay there. When I find the card at the price that I want to pay for it, then that spot will get filled. So I tried to make it a point to like track all of that too, to know exactly what I'm looking for, what I need. I've got a massive spreadsheet that has all that. It gives me the percentages of what I own for the master collection. And I think right now I'm at like, not counting 101s and printing plates, I'm at 85% of the domino collection.
That's crazy.
So
that's pretty.
When I add 101s and printing plates into that, I'm about 65%. So
yeah, and you're going for that, or only the ones that, like, to your point, like you're okay
when they
paying
come
that
up,
price.
yeah, I've had cards offered to me and it's not at a price I like, so I don't buy them. You know what I mean? One of those cards that's out there there's 2 out there right now that I want for the collection, but I'm not paying the prices that they're asking for them. One of them's the Fleer Ultra, or the X-Men Metal Purple Low Series, or no, Purple High Low Series. Yeah, Purple High Low Series, for Domino. It's UK seller has it, but they're asking the equivalent of about $5,000 US.
Well, that's a
Way
steal.
too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Go get bent, man.
Yeah. There's still, yeah.
And then there's like the 2013 green PMG. There's one seller on eBay and he's got 2 of them. He's got the Omega and he's got another one. Well, he's got the Omega listed at 50,000, but the other one's listed at like 39.50. And he's had it listed on auction continuously for like 3 months now, and nobody's even bid on it. I'm like, it's still too high. So for me, it's not even worth me reaching out to that person, because with them running their auction where it's at, it's not in a budget that I want to be in for the card. So I'm okay just letting it sit there. And if I never get it, I never get it. But that spot in the binder will just stay empty.
That makes sense, though. That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it creates more of a chronological sort of thing with it too, where it's like, this is the history of domino cards. You know what I mean? As far as that goes.
Now, the set collecting, obviously, it's self-explanatory and it makes sense. I know a lot of collectors that collect that way, especially with the binders now. But why and how did you land on Domino?
I just love her, man. She's just an awesome character. Her primary power is probability. Everybody usually says she's lucky. Well, it's not. Her power isn't luck. It's probability manipulation. She's able to manipulate the probability of something happening, thus ensuring that it happens most of the time. Right? It doesn't always work out for her, because she's died a couple times in the comic books, I believe. And I'm not as knowledgeable on like the comic book aspect of things, because I don't really read them that much. I think they're great to flip through and stuff, but I don't go and read every single book
Yeah, you hear that,
the history of
Sergio?
the
Watch your
character.
mouth.
Hey, don't knock Sergio. He's my boy, man. He's
Yeah. No, we have to give Sergio a hard time. See, a lot of people don't.
we got everybody has to get a hard time every now and then. So
Yeah, no, but especially Sergio. Sergio, because Sergio will be acting very political on camera, but then he'll be saying some wild shit off camera. So you
hey,
gotta let him know.
we all do that from time to time.
No, for
There's
sure.
yeah.
I'm telling you, trust me when I say that I know. But no, yeah. So you're saying that even variance catches domino sometimes, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, again, you can only manipulate them so much. I like to make the jest of like, had Domino been in um, the Avengers like Endgame movies, she could have manipulated the probability that they would have just beat Thanos the first time.
Yeah. When Doctor Strange was going through all those calculations,
there would have been more possibilities had Domino been involved there. So I'm just saying.
Damn, that's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's dope. Yeah. What's it called? Who? I mean, I know the only person that I know has played her was the one who did. Was on what? Deadpool 2. Was it Deadpool 2?
Zazie Beetz.
Correct. Did you like her for Deadpool?
No, I didn't. I mean, she did fine.
Yeah.
Playing the role. It's just she doesn't fit my mind of what Domino is.
That's what I was gonna say. Who would you have casted? Give me like at least honestly, 2 or 3 picks.
I don't know if it even would have worked, but like somebody that the look would have made sense for me is Kate Beckinsale.
From Underworld.
From Underworld.
Come on. Yeah.
She would have been fucking fantastic for the look. Now, whether or not her acting style fits the role, I don't know. I mean, it was Deadpool, so they went comedic. They went comedic route with it, and I get that, and I'm fine with it. I enjoyed the movie, but it's not who I would have picked to play the role. So.
I feel the same way with the whole Magic Mike situation playing Gambit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't buy him as Gambit, man. Gambit's like a slender, tall, rugged, and Channing Tatum is not that. At least he wasn't that in that part. You know what I mean? In the little cameo.
Well, I mean, Hugh Jackman's not Wolverine if you look at it from that perspective too. He's too damn tall for that role.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
It's I think you can change the way a character should be based on the comics into the film aspect of things, but the acting has to take over the role. And if it doesn't, then people don't buy into the look.
Yeah, and I mean Robert Downey Jr. comes to mind when you're talking about that. Like he's someone that you just he is Iron Man. You know what I mean?
He is Iron Man. And the suit helps make up for the fact that he's a smaller stature guy. Now, Doom, that's a different story. Like to me, he's too damn small to play Doom.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that needs to be somebody that's a little bit taller, a little bit more muscular, to fit into that role. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him, whether he's a voice and a face behind the mask like he was sometimes with Iron Man, and the rest of it is stunt double stuff, or if he's actually going to be actively playing that role within the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, since we're talking about actors, man, because I don't usually get into this, but out of the 3 different actors that played the Hulk, who played it best for you? So you had Norton, Norton. That was good, huh?
And Norton played it best for me. Now I like
Ruffalo.
I like Ruffalo, man. He's funny as
hell. As Banner, I like Ruffalo as Banner.
Yeah, I love him as Banner, but the one that played Hulk the best to me was Norton.
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense, man. So. And now going back to the Domino collection, you said printing plates and 1/1s of side. Like how, and you were talking about, just not because I want to talk about value, but I am curious about this. How do you determine what is the most you're willing to spend on some of the cards that you're missing? How do you come up with that? Just based on what you paid for the other ones?
I look at Terra Peak, and look at comps and stuff like that. I'll use. So here's an example of one that I didn't have a comp for, but kind of did. Platinum Golden Treasure 101 Domino sold for $1,800. I think it was Sarah Underwood pulled it in a break on Whatnot, and she sold it once she had received it, and she sold it.
We lost him, guys. Give him a second. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear me, Nick, but I can't hear you or see you. He's probably gonna come back. Let's give him a minute.
Damn, this is bad as Jake,
There you
man.
go. No,
My
it's not. It's not
goodness.
that bad.
I have it on Do Not Disturb, but somehow the wife's phone call came through. So, wifey,
No,
I'll
no
call you
worries.
back. But so what were we talking about? Oh yeah,
Your
so Marvel
comps.
Platinum, the 101 Golden Treasure sold for like $1,800. I was at about 1,400 on my high end on that card because at the time there was an Elektra variant cover 101 had sold for like 1,250. So I was okay paying a little bit more, but I was like, all right, that to me they're on that same kind of like wavelength as far as character levels go.
That's what I
But
wanted to ask you. Just pause on that real quick. When you
yeah,
mentioned that's another thing. What characters? So, for example, like when I'm looking at some Surfer stuff or Gambit stuff, I always see Surfer and Gambit and Doom kind of like on that same price range. To your point,
yeah.
what other
Yep.
characters besides Electra do you kind of see and use as a comp for Domino?
So it's weird, right? Because us as perverted men, we always have the females kind of ranked higher than the guys, right? But
Mm,
I see her kind of like that Electra, Emma Frost, Sabretooth kind of level.
okay.
That's kind of the range I put her in. Um, but most of the time, I'm looking more at like printing plates, for example. I'll look at more like what the overall set printing plates are going for,
Mhm.
not so much what Spider-Man and Wolverine go for because it's just
Yeah.
stupid. But what the overall set printing plates are going for, and if printing plates for a specific set are going for $75, well, then my top end on a Domino one might be $100. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
again, there's only 4 of them per, whatever
card.
set or insert. So,
Mhm.
I'm fine paying a little bit more for that. And I'm always fine paying fair prices for cards. I don't try to get like massive deals on them just to get them in my collection. Like I would expect somebody to pay a fair price for a card I was selling, so I'm willing to pay a fair price
Mm,
for it. But I picked up the 101 Wolverine or Flair Ultra Wolverine Domino by Kate Laird. I picked that up for $17.25 on auction on eBay.
oof.
And at the time, there wasn't any other Flair Ultra Wolverine cards that had sold that were 101s. So I basically said, okay, the Platinum Golden Treasure went for 1,800, and there's 200 and something of those in a set, and it's reused art because it's the same art from the Flair or
Mm,
from the X-Men Metal set, and it's the same art from I think it's a 2017 comic book cover by Dustin Weaver.
mhm.
Um, so for me to get the 101 from Flair Ultra Wolverine for 17.25, and it's original art on the card,
Mm, that makes
I'm
sense.
okay at 17.25 because I paid less than somebody paid for a card that now has X-Men Metal, 4 plates, Golden Treasure, the Golden Auto, which I have that too, and 4 more plates. So now you have what is that? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
That's
over
freaking
10.
like, yeah. It's a ridiculous number of
Mm,
101s for that artwork
yeah.
already. This one has 1.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I'm glad you mentioned this. Because if anybody like Upper Deck or Tops or Fanatics or anybody listens, like, dude, even character collectors get fed up with the fucking recycled art.
Yeah, it's so
Uh,
much easier to pass on a card when it's just again and again and again and again.
yeah, he's like, how many times do you want me to pay you for the same picture? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's
It's
why
just,
personally I never get
but
into
it's
sports because that's what it feels like to me. By the way, people are
yeah,
paying for the same
yeah,
photo of Kobe over and over and over.
for sure. Yeah, and I mean it's not like you can get new photos of him, but
Yeah, that's
all
probably a bad
time great, all
example.
time great like that. But I mean it's the same thing. Like if you were a Luca fan, right?
Mhm.
Like how many sets in a year do you want the same image on?
Yeah, well, this one's zebra has zebra on it, so you might want
Yeah, it's got zebra. You might.
it.
This one's die cut though,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm like, dude, yeah, keep your die cut, man. You know?
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and you brought up, her art being used in obviously some comics as well. Are you like actively collecting comics? Are
So
you have you
not
dipped your
actively.
toe?
I'm not addicted to them. I have a few in the collection. Like I got a J. Scott Campbell autographed one.
Mm,
I've got X Force 11 and a 9.8. I've got a few of the early X Force magazines. I don't have a 9.8 or I don't have a New Mutants yet. I
mm,
mean technically that's not Domino, but it's still her artwork, right? It's still Domino
Mhm.
artwork. Um, the whole first appearance cameo nonsense to me
Yeah,
makes no sense.
yeah,
It's like if they're in the book, that's their first appearance,
yeah,
right? Like Hulk
yeah.
180, Hulk 181. He's in the
Right.
damn book. It's his first appearance. It's not a
Yeah.
cameo.
Yeah. Yeah. Those arguments are always the same thing with like the Michael Jordan rookie card, right? Like there was one
Right.
before that. Like to your point,
Oh,
I think
the rookie cards. Oh my god, that's a whole new conversation.
yeah. Yeah, I
That's
ask you
yeah.
that so you're not constantly pursuing those. So it's more like if you see something you like, you will pick it up.
Yeah.
Now, what about foreigns? Have you got into foreigns at all? Any domino
No,
foreigns?
I have one foreign book, and Jake gifted it to me, but it's not a domino book. It's
Okay.
I don't even know what the name of the book is. I'd have to look and see. He just gifted it to me. He's like, "Hey, I thought you'd like this." So I
Yeah,
was like, "Cool, thanks, man. Appreciate it."
that's dope.
So
So, hey, well, that also tells me though that you haven't been talking to Sergio too much because you might be picking
he's
up
just
some
not able
more.
to convince me to buy.
Yeah,
I've talked to him about it,
yeah,
about like international books, but I'm not that into comic books that like I have the need to go out
yeah.
there and to take that avenue, because that's a whole nother realm of money to spend that takes
Mm.
away from the action figures and the cards. And the wife already has enough issues with the action figures and the cards.
You
So
so
to give her one more thing to be like, yeah, you got issues.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, yeah, collecting two things is difficult already. To your point, like for me, it's diecast. I'm just not as active as I once was, but I'll
Yeah.
still pick up maybe 1 to 2 max per month, depending on the model and the pricing and all that. But I even though it's probably a rhetorical question, you might have just answered it. But why do you think I get the cards wise, right? Like they're easier to even like store, take care of. But why would you pick figures over comics? Because I feel like the figures part,
They're easier to display. You can do really
they,
fun
they
things with them. Like
for
the book,
sure.
just it's there, it's flat. If it's encased, you can't read it again.
Hmm.
So I don't really go out of my way to buy graded slabs either. I have never graded a book myself. Um, Now, like a New Mutants 98, I'd probably buy graded.
Yeah.
But like I've got a couple searches set up for that, like newsstand 9.4, 9.6. That's kind of like the price range I like in
Hmm.
that range for that book. Like 9.8, I'm just like I don't need to spend that much money to have the book. To say, hey, I got a good copy of it. But
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just the displayability, the way I can look at it. I can enjoy it easier,
That makes
I
sense.
guess.
But how often do you have to dust them? Because I'll tell you, I'll speak for
Oh, I
myself.
don't.
Like
I
you
don't.
don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's cool.
So I try to keep them. Recently, I've had a couple shelves where they sit there, but it's pretty dust free area. But I've got display cases that are enclosed, so they're basically dust proof as far as that goes. So you don't really have to dust them off that much. When you have them completely in the open, Ariel Mamani was on the MentalCon show 2 years ago, and he's got an entire office that's like just all action figures everywhere. And I can't
Yeah.
imagine like if he does that or if he's just got like this massive HEPA filter in his
Yeah.
room.
You need
So
something like that for sure. I've seen that in some people's channels where like they have like a dozen IKEA detolf shelves and then
right,
the 1/6 hot toys. I mean, they look awesome. Don't get me wrong, especially when they do the lighting right on them and everything. But I'm
yeah,
always thinking like, dude, well, my daughter is 5 now, and she's always been super cool about how she's, even when she's in my office, she doesn't really grab much. I have a couple of toys that are just for her, so she
hmm
feels included for sure. But like, I could only imagine like an earthquake because I'm in California, right? So like
yeah,
a nice 6.0 plus,
just
like dude, all those,
knocking
yeah.
everything off the shelf. Yeah, and my little office where we're at right now is in the garage, and if the kids go upstairs and they slam a door or something like that, it shakes the floor enough that you might have an extra figure or two that falls down. Just use some like poster tack or something like that on the bottom of the foot usually works. They've got like those
Mm,
little 1 inch stands
hmm.
for them. Those help out. I've seen people use washers with little tiny like 2 or 3 millimeter magnets at the bottom of the foot peg
Oh, that's dope.
to kind
Yeah.
of keep them to kind of give them something to help them stand up. But when you get like Marvel Legends did a run there where the female legs were like really tiny and chintzy and the joints were very weak, where it's like doesn't really matter what you do, it doesn't want to stand, or it won't stand vertical. So you always have to put them in these weird poses. But I made some DIY like flight stands to help keep the characters up too, because you can kind of plug them into that and then they can stand up
Hmm.
easier. It gives them a bigger base to kind of just hang out, and then it's just some wire bent and
Do
holds
do
them in
you
place.
do you out of curiosity, do you pretty much stick to like 6 inch and 6 inches and under
Yeah,
figures? Okay.
Marvel Legends is the
Okay.
primary ones. The only non Marvel Legend Marvel figure I have a Marvel Select Apocalypse,
Mm.
because I liked the size, the scale of that character versus the other figures. Like the Marvel um, Legends Apocalypse is so much smaller that it's like it doesn't even compare. So I think there's scalability that needs to be there. You've got like the Hasbro with the Sentinel and the
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Galactus. Those make sense because those figures should be bigger, right?
Yes.
They shouldn't be 6 inch figures. I think Legends just came out with 2-pack of the Sentinels, and they're a little bit taller. They're basically like mini or like starter versions of the Sentinels. Like you can army
Mm,
build them,
gotcha.
essentially.
And what does you go with those? Like, do you go for like all the variations of the one
If I
character?
if I like them, that's
Okay.
it.
So those are more, you're
That's
more picky and choosy on those than you are with like
Yeah,
the set
yeah,
collection. No,
yeah.
gotcha.
Or if it's a build a figure run and I like the build a figure, even if I don't like the Legends figures, I'll probably buy them up because then I can just sell the other figure and get a little bit of money back out of it and just keep the build a figure piece. So
Gotcha. And when it comes to those, are you? Is there anything that you're still chasing that's been hard to get, or you've been looking for years, and you still haven't been able?
man, not for years. But one that was hard to get recently was the Cyclops from X-Men '97.
Oh, okay.
That damn action figure was never on the shelves anywhere I've stopped. And guys, I get like a lot of people get like a couple Walmarts around them. I've got
Mhm.
country of Walmarts to stop at, and I could not find that damn action figure anywhere. I finally just broke
Yeah.
down and bought one online, and I cut them out of the plastic, and I was keeping the card backs, the retro backs, and I had all of them stacked up. And I sent it home, and I told the wife, I said, all right, cut the plastic off of it and take the action figure out and just leave the cardboard or leave the back with the other ones. And
Mhm.
she sent me a picture, and she had cut the cardboard around the plastic and not cut the plastic. I was like, well, guess I need to
Uh,
get another Cyclops figure now.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
just
you
to
got to
have the
keep that
back so
sealed, you
just to
know?
have the back,
Yeah.
no, I don't, man, I
Oh, you
don't
open
I
them
don't
all of them? That's
none
dope.
of them
That's dope.
stay sealed. They all come out. They all
Yeah.
get played with and then posed, and that's it. So
That's cool, dude. Yeah, it's funny how that was specifically Cyclops because all of a sudden people were showing a lot more interest in. There was a lot more Cyclops collectors that came out of the woodwork, you know?
my daughter absolutely hates him, and it's all because of the original X-Men series. She's like,
Mm.
he doesn't do anything. He only just stands there and yells at people. He doesn't do anything. And then this one, she's like, great. The first episode's nothing but Cyclops, from what I hear. I'm like, all right, just calm down.
Do you get into Batman at all?
Just the figures. I mean, I think
Yeah,
he's obviously the number one, and Spider fans
yeah,
get bent because Batman rules.
yeah.
So
I think it's Batman, but the only argument I hear from now and then is Superman, and that one makes more sense to me than the Spider-Man argument. But yeah, for sure, for me it's Batman.
I mean, for me, as far as like top three, it would probably be Batman, Spider Man. Not that I prefer, but Batman, Spider Man, Wolverine, and I wouldn't even put Superman up there, man. I just don't know if he's got that big of a following, honestly. I mean, I could be completely wrong on it, but just from what I see, it doesn't seem like people gravitate to him that much.
I
Even when
think
you
it's
look at the
older.
movie,
I think it's older generations than us, like one
yeah,
older generation. You know,
yeah,
because they're look.
yeah,
I only say that because the proof is in like the golden what his golden age books go for.
yeah, for sure.
You know, like the keys. But other than that, you're right. I don't think he has like an active base of like new collectors coming in. You know what I mean, and trying to pick up his stuff. Yeah,
Right.
it's interesting. So comics sporadically, the figures you're still collecting as you go. And
Yep.
what about for cards, man? What is your one Grail card that you're still looking for? Are you open to picking up that the one you missed for platinum, the golden treasures down the
Down the
road?
road, I mean, if the owner of that decides later on that they're going to sell it and they reach out to me or I reach out to them and they're interested in selling it, sure, just to fill the spot in the binder. But because there's so many 101s, including the plates of that specific art, it's like so far down the list of caring about it.
Mm.
Like it's not so urgent for me. Like there's no card that I'm missing that is an absolute urgent have to have right this second. Again, if it's not at a price that I'm okay paying for it,
Mm.
then I won't do it, and I'll just wait because eventually they all come back around.
You have too much of a healthy way of collecting. We don't like that around here, mate. We want you to FOMO. We want you to overpay. We want you to have no sleep and just think
there
about.
will be
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, that's a very healthy way of approaching it. Like, I wish I could do that on some things. For the most part, I'm right there with you as far as the pricing goes. But I could honestly say that there's only a couple cards that just because the price is already stupid high that I'm like, all right, I accepted the fact that I'm not going to own that card,
Right.
but there's still somewhere there's still hope. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, but that's why the spot stays empty in the binder, right? Because there's always a chance. There's always a chance that eventually you might get it.
So. Yeah. Well, look, let's play this game anyway. Since obviously you're not worried about it, but if you could pick just 3 cards that you could just own as of today, and they just landed on your lap, what are those 3 for Domino's that you would take?
2013 retro green. The 101 from 2022 masterpieces.
Okay.
And
a Palumbo?
No,
the Dos Santos,
2022 Dos Santos. Yeah, that has got to be. Oh, man, that's probably my favorite Domino art on all of her cards.
Okay.
All of them from all the years. And then I would say, man, a third one. Probably. What's the lowest 2018 Fleer Ultra X-Men? Whatever the lowest PMG in that is, probably a green. I would imagine.
The bronze.
Right?
Oh, the lowest.
The lowest is probably
you meant the high,
whatever.
The rarest.
The most rare one, whatever one that is. I mean, it's not even about the art. It's just because the set's so damn hard to get a card for.
Yeah, and well, that guy has an unhealthy way of collecting. Yeah,
well, or you could say he bought one set and then he bounced and was like, "All right, I'm good. I'm not spending my money on this anymore."
I don't know. Word on the street is he's still buying stuff out.
Yeah, who knows?
I've done deals with him in the past, so yeah.
Hey, Alan, if you do watch this, man, just call me. You don't need that many Domino cards.
Yeah, you don't need them.
I just want one of them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I hear you, man. That's the one I feel like. That is how I feel about the Gambit Just Go Auto number 15. I've never seen one even just to see what the comp would be, because I kind of know it would go for stupid money for sure. But I just wanted to see the comp at least, But I've never even seen a comp for one. So,
man, the rare, the 101 stuff, that game, the art for these cards nowadays, like the original art for these cards nowadays. Whew, I mean, more power to the people that can afford to play in that game. Yeah. But it is not like even the Fleer Ultra Wolverine. I mean, that was a couple months of money saved up.
Yeah.
And luckily had sold some stuff on eBay to go, okay, I can do that.
Justify it.
That's all I'm buying for a while,
Yeah. No, that makes sense. The other thing I was going to ask you, because of the fact, again, you only collect Domino, I do wonder and you already named one of them because you told me that was your favorite one, which is Dos Santos. But what are 2 other artists now, right? I was going to ask you for 3 artists that you feel do Domino or draw Domino the best.
Oh, man. You're asking me a question that I may not be able to give you an answer to, just because of the fact that, like, I don't know all the artists that did all the different cards. I know Choi. Was it Mike Choi?
Yes.
The 2013 retro. I really like that art. And then I would say another art that I really, really liked was, where was it? I like Dustin Weaver's Domino from the Fleer Ultra X-Men and the Platinum.
Okay.
Even though it's a comic book cover image,
Mhm.
I like the image. I like the way he drew her. My version of Domino is like shoulder length hair, pistols,
Mhm.
um, and just out there being a badass.
Yeah.
Um, but like I'm not a fan of like the faceplate thing she had going on in the '90s.
Yeah.
That can just get lost in time forever, and I'd be okay with that. So, but
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and just before we go to more dominoes, to touch on the sets that you've collected over the years, if we're talking about just the '90s, what are your favorite '90s sets overall? Like, just give me
94,
three.
94 Flair,
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
Flair Ultra X-Men,
'94.
and yeah, yep,
Okay.
and then 93 Masterpieces.
Oh, that's not one that gets much
So
love, dude.
I,
Nice.
I I
Okay.
like it. I like that set. And part of the reason I like that set is because I like to unbrick that set. It's fun. It's fun to unbrick it. So
Ah, okay. Because when you've opened it, it's been bricked all the time, or what?
yeah, well, I mean, most of those nowadays,
Mhm.
you buy them off of eBay or something like that. They're just so many of the cards are just stuck together. So it's always fun to try different ways to see if you can get them unstuck without
Mhm.
damaging the cards. So
And because you mentioned that on some of those '90s sets, you might have up to like 5 completed sets. Is there any '90s sets that you're still missing either inserts or cards for, or all those are
oh
done?
yeah, I mean, no, I mean what I'm saying, like in my set binders. So I use the Rayvol binders for my sets too. They're just not the top loader binders.
Gotcha.
Um, in one binder, I'll have 5 sets in there
Oh, okay.
because
Not necessarily the
they're
same set.
small.
Yeah.
Right, they're small enough sets that you can fit that many into a larger capacity
Gotcha.
binder.
My
So
bad.
there'll be like uh, 90 Impel, 91 Universe, 92 X-Men, X-Men Series 2, um, the 93 Masterpieces, like those 5 sets are all in one binder.
Gotcha. That
And
makes sense.
they just go right chronological order, and then the next binder starts with the next set that I collect in chronological order, and then as I get to more of the modern sets, those typically end up, because of the way I build those ones, they typically end up needing one binder for each set. So like Platinum is in its own 720 something card binder, and the way I built that set takes up almost that entire binder.
Gotcha. No, so
So
but going back to the '90s things, what are some like that you're missing? Some cards that you're still
there's a few holograms from like the
missing.
92 X-Men that I need. I've got Series 2 in the 10, so I have it like that whole section of the binder is completely empty
Mm,
because it's the set's still sealed in the 10. But I'm
gotcha.
like, one day I might open the 10, or I'll just go and buy all the singles and put them in there. I haven't decided yet, but I have the option.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a few inserts here and there, throughout the
Did
sets.
did you and the reason I asked that question is two sets come to mind for me that are like crazy to complete
Hmm.
is 95 because of the emotions
Right.
and the hollow flashes and all those the canvases and 96 because from what I know it's always been super pricey.
Yeah.
So that's why I was
Yeah.
wondering, are those two completed for
Those are
you?
ones. No, not even
Okay.
close.
Okay.
Um, but every now and then you'll find a whatnot stream that's running dollar auctions on them. So
Hmm.
then I'll jump into those, and if they're showing the card numbers, that's usually easiest because I got spreadsheets built out for each set. Like
That's right.
I need these cards for these sets, and then it's easier if they show the card numbers. You go, okay, check, I got that one, bid on it, check, got it, and then I just color coordinate it. If I have it, it's green. If it's in route, it's yellow. If I don't have it, then it's that's usually just white on there uh, and blank. So
Gotcha. And here's we'll talk about something else, but going just last question on your collection. What are 5 things, right, that if your house was burning down and binders don't count, so you can't grab the whole binder for whatever reason, man, they got to be singles, you know? Yeah, and same thing, you could include your figures if there's any one figure that you love that
okay.
much. But you tell me 5 things that you're definitely taking with you besides your family. Your family's already out; they're out on the lawn, they're safe.
Okay, they're
Yeah,
safe. Pets,
they're
the
safe.
pets too. They're safe too.
I
Uh,
mean, sure.
all right. Well, well, if we're ruling out family and pets, because I was gonna say the dog, the cat. um, shit, man. I would say It would just be sketch card. I would just grab 5 sketch cards, just to
Okay.
have something. And those wouldn't be easy to grab because I'd have to get them out of the case, the display case, because the sketch cards go in the display case, and then all the domino cards. Like I don't. The only domino cards I have that are like actually displayed are the graded ones that I've
Mm,
either bought or have been gifted to me. So if I'm gonna pick 5 cards, then I'm gonna say the 2011 beginnings breakthrough issues.
yes.
Will gifted me a CGC pristine 10 of that, so I'd grab that one. I'd grab my Ash Gonzalez domino sketch that Matt Otten Derper Derper Do gifted me from MentalCon from the first year. Um, so that's 2. Shit, I gotta pick 3 more. Damn. I won't say 96 Masterpieces Domino PSA 10 because I don't like the face piece. So that one, it can burn in the fire. Um,
Yeah, let them know.
oh man, 5. Uh, shit. The Domino Marvel Legend figure. I'd grab that. I would grab my Black Cat Royal Foil that Jake gifted me
Oh,
um, from MentalCon,
you
and
got
then
one more.
I got one more. Shit. Um, 1995 metal PSA 10 Soul gifted me.
Okay. Oh, shout out to
So
So Collectibles, man.
yeah, absolutely, man. Soul's badass, dude.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Okay. Now, did you want to share anything? Because I knew you had some of your
Yeah, I
collection
mean,
with you. What did you want to
yeah,
share? Let's see.
I've some of my collection with me.
I'm trying to help you out here, man. I'm not
this
trying to
is
put your
this
business
is
out
the
there.
not so sensible part of my collecting, right? So obviously I'm over the road. Um, I make the joke of I take it with me so my wife can't take it when she leaves me.
Hey,
But
that's a
I mean
solid
that's
strategy, Colin.
yeah, yeah. But no, my other than my sketch cards, my domino collection stays with me on the road. And the ones that are graded, those stay at home as well. But my binder domino set, I got 2 binders of domino cards. Those stay with me when I go on the road. And then when I go home, I'll pick up anything that I bought that needs to go in the
Mm,
binder. I'll pick those up. I'll put those in the binder, and I'll grab like maybe a couple sets and a binder or 2, and work on those when I'm on the road. As far as like putting them in there and organizing them, and those will get dropped off the next time I'm at home. But yeah, I mean, I've got my domino collection here. We can kind of flip through it, and you guys can
yeah,
kind of see how I got my stuff set up and what I do with it. And do it
yeah,
if you want. If you don't, oh well, it's how I do it. So.
yeah. That's dope, man. Let
But
me see that.
all right, man. Let me get the camera switched over here real quick, and we'll get
Yeah,
uh, we'll get
no
showing
worries.
here. All right, so we want to go this one.
Yep.
All right, and yeah, there's the front of the truck there. So, but we'll get you guys here. So these are the Rayvol top loader binders. I think it's like 254 or 350-ish cards or whatever can fit into these. 9 pockets, clear pages, so you can see the back. All the cards in here are top loaded.
Well, my only question was, as you start going, so from what I can see so far, you also include like anything that she's in, not just a solo appearance on the
No,
card. No?
no. So there's restrictions to that. So it's not like she's on the back of the card, so I have to have the card. It's
Okay.
the criteria for my domino collection are it's solo cards, and she has to be an equal member of the team on the card.
Okay, so she has to have
So
like
so like
a
here, it's the like this first one is the New Mutants '98 cover image. It's changes for the X Force set, so she's in the bottom corner of it, but she's equal part of the team. Here, the
okay.
end card, she's equal part of the team here. It's not like a size thing. Like this one's obviously closer proximity or larger. Like here, she's part of the team as far
Gotcha.
as
That
that
makes
goes.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, here she is on the back of the card and her name's mentioned. I don't
Her
I
toe
don't go that
showing.
exactly. I don't do that.
Okay.
That's the I guess technically I have one card that's like that, and it's this one. It's the X Force card shirts. So it's got the image of the X Force team on the card. I'll try to get that a little bit closer. So
Wait, let me make you. I
the
don't
image
know.
the image of the card is on the T-shirt, and you could send this in and purchase the T-shirt. So
Oh,
technically,
yes.
that she's on that one,
Gotcha.
but it's this image of the team. that's on the T-shirt. So I was like, all right, that makes sense. It goes with the set. It goes with her.
Yeah.
So then they've got. So here's one you can see. You got similar images here, and it's because they're different versions. So you get the American version, and then you're going to have a Pepsi or a Mexico version, and then like a Peru, Puerto Rico version. So they
Yeah.
have, or no, sorry, that's a mistake. This one
That's the
is the
Toy
American
Biz.
the Toy Biz, and then there's a Nelsonic, and I don't have the Nelsonic one from I think it's what is it, the watches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I need the Nelsonic one. Here we got like Marvel Master 1993. So there's 4 spots for 1993, and the reason there's 4 spots is they've got the base card, an autographed Joe Jusko one, not pack pulled. I've got a spot for the missing foil, the stamped
Okay.
missing foil error card, because
Mm.
those exist out there. I just haven't seen one for Domino, so I left a spot for that, so I don't have to shuffle everything when it comes in.
Yeah.
And this one here was the guy I got this from. His dad worked for Skybox at the time, or yeah, Skybox I think had masterpieces then.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pre-stamp production proof, so there's no stamping on the card at
Oh,
all. So I picked that up to put in the binder because that's a nice little piece of
yeah, that's
the
dope.
set history there. So I grabbed that up, and then we'll just go through some of the '90s stuff, and then this is where we get into the Pepsi
Yeah.
aspects. So you got the American, the Mexico one would go here, and then you have like the Peru version here, and
Mm-hmm.
then you got the base gold foil, and then you got the '94 Fleer Ultra X-Men set. That's one of my favorite sets. This is
Yeah.
a sticker. I got this from Elaine Perna. So this is a Peru.
That's nice.
It's like a mini card basically.
You
So
see those?
see that
Yeah,
there.
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
95.
So the way I put these in here is generally just the order of,
Release.
so like, yeah, chronicle, not necessarily order of release, but like within the year
Okay.
that they released. Then I try to just put the sets alphabetically. So not necessarily, so like a set may have came out in the same year as another one, but it's behind and ahead of it in the release schedule, but it's
Mm-hmm.
behind it in the binder because I just put it in alphabetical order. So then we
Gotcha.
get into, as you start moving forward, you start getting more and more parallels. We got some overpower stuff here. So even the TCG game cards, I've got those in the binder. I've got an Andy Kubert auto here, so you got the base, the gold sig, the auto, and the lethal weapons. It's the same art, but then you get the paper version of the set, the international version. So
Mm.
Sergio, another international one there for Sergio.
That's dope.
So
As you're going through this, other question I had, Nate, is do you know of anybody else that has a bigger domino collection?
no, not that
Gotcha.
I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, it's quite possible that somebody else does. Being
Like
that
a
there are,
sleeper?
yeah, like somebody that I don't know. I know of a few different domino collectors out there that have some cards that I need, but I don't think they have some of the cards that I have. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like the trade-off aspect of things. But as you kind of whittle away at it, you get one more, and then you start to build that collection. And I don't have a goal of like, oh, I'm the domino guy and everybody's got to give me their domino cards. No, it's like, again, if the price doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. And if somebody else wants to pay more for it, then fine, let them pay more for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a nice
this is
hologram.
the X-Men Archives. Oh yeah, that's the next page there. X-Men Archives, and then we got an autograph version of the card there too. Like I don't have to have an autograph version, but I saw it. It was a nice price. I bought it, so then it goes into the binder and it gets a spot. Um,
Gotcha.
these are Versus systems, so the blank spots here are for the foil versions of the Versus systems cards. Pick this one up. This was actually Newt actually owned this one here, and I was able to get this one cheaper because he hadn't been able to move it, and like one had sold for like $1,400-ish, I think, of a domino,
Mm.
and then he had listed his, and for whatever reason, like that's when like the whales had already gotten the ones they wanted for their sets, and the prices
Yeah.
started to come back down again, and I got that one quite a bit cheaper. So this is one of my favorite cards here, the Embrace.
Yeah. Rittenhouse insert.
Yeah, the Rittenhouse. That's a
Yeah.
really nice one.
That's
I
a
like
dope
that
one.
one. And then now we're getting into the ones where you actually start having some parallels and stuff. So 2013 retro, we got the base, we got the red, we got the blue, we got a spot for the green right there, and
Yeah.
then we got the 2011 beginnings. And Jordan Ulrich actually helped with this. I got 2 of the 4 printing plates.
And the black one, which is the hardest one, or the nicest one, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I love the black ones for Domino. It works out so well. So the black and then the magenta.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Eugene has the cyan of it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but he was at a price that, like, I got these for 260 each. And I think he was asking 500 for his. So I was like, okay, I'm not a buyer at that price. So
Yeah.
another one of those ones you just kind of let it sit out there. Another base, pack pulled auto on that one there. This is the Women of Marvel set. Now these are, you might be able to see it, but I can't really tell the difference. So you get the base, and then you have the sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't freaking tell the difference
Yeah, you
between
can't
the
see
two.
the purple and the blue.
I can't tell. Yeah, it's not that I can't tell the difference between purple and blue, but
Uh-huh.
those 2 shades of purple and blue are too close together
Oh,
for
I
me to
see what
tell
you're
the
saying.
difference.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like my cones and rods are all jacked up. But
So on that one, you're only missing the diamond for that one.
that one I'm only missing the diamond, and then we got the Dangerous Divas, and that one I have the diamond of, but I'm missing the ruby. But the ruby is on eBay. It's just not a price I'm willing to pay right now. So
Gotcha. You got the
then we get
gold
this.
border.
Yep, the gold border that was gifted to me by Daniel Dunn, Valor Comic Services.
Oh
He
yeah.
gifted that to
Shout
me.
out to
So
Valor Comics.
yeah, man, I miss seeing him on the streams. I
Yeah, me
wanna I
too.
wanna see
It's
him
cool.
back. So um, this one's not a licensed card, but I thought it was a really just sexy
Yeah.
domino card. So I picked that
That's
up,
dope.
added that. He does a whole bunch of these here, card ass masters or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple that are unlicensed in here, and I just thought they were cool. You get the 3D base, 3D lenticular. There's a 3D die cut, the 3D autograph, and then there's a quad panel as well that she's on there with like 3 other characters.
Mm-hmm.
So the die cut will go here. The quad panel will just go here. It'll just like set in the binder when I get that.
Gotcha.
Then you get into the annual, you get some of the parallels there. Again, we got the black plate for that, but we got the spots for the other plates if they ever become available. We got the pair from Jim's, the XO. This is just,
Yeah, that one's clean.
yeah.
With the white background.
Yep.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
And
Yeah, I like
into,
I like your idea of leaving those spots blank just in case.
Yeah.
You have to rearrange everything.
Yeah, I have had to do that several times just from cards that I didn't know existed. That I have to then shuffle them to kind of move it around. But I think at this point, I think I pretty much have everything where it needs to be, minus all the new stuff that until EPAC comes out, you don't know what parallels are out there.
Yeah.
Then we get into the set that's kind of a pain in the ass to collect. Flare Ultra X-Men, Silver, Rainbow. Then you've got the spots open there for, you got the Xavier variant, you've got the printing plates, you've got the gold, all those. Then you've got the Metal Blaster, the bronze, the red, the blue, and then whatever the other colors are that we have there. I don't recall right off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Buyback.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of buybacks, right? No, I can't stand buybacks.
I love them.
I think to me it's whatever. It's if you
it's
like
a
them, you
gimmick
like
for sure. I get it.
Yeah, if you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. But if I'm going to call myself a master domino collector, it's a card that got released in a set. It's different than the other ones.
Yeah.
It goes in the set. Got a couple comic cuts here.
Yeah, I would say just on that real quick, it's no different than like collecting the different variations, like the Toy Biz and the other thing. It's the same
Exactly. It's no different. Yeah, it's just another card to put into the binder. So this one here is weird because this is like earlier.
That's from 95 mm.
Yeah, 95 mm. But this is released in 2019, I believe, is the date on this one, and it's like a Peru set that got put out.
Oh, okay.
Another buyback there.
Flare.
Premiere. So we got the base, the blue, the red, the green, out of 15, I think that is what that is. The purple out of 5. So the only one I'm missing there is the black. And then they didn't have printing plates for that set that I'm aware of. So I don't have spots for printing plates for that. The number one spot for X Force. So you got the promo card and then the base card from the insert set, and then for the 4 printing plates there, we got the anime. So we got this one here is really cool. So this one she went in on because it's the New Mutants '98 cover, even though it's from the Dead Metal
Oh,
set
yeah.
or the Deadpool set. The copper out of that one's really cool. These are relatively inexpensive too. I think I paid like 20-25 bucks for that.
Yeah, some of these go fly under the radar for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. ComC is a great place to just like set up searches, and because if you see it on eBay and it's being listed by ComC, just go to ComC and see how much it is there and what
Yeah.
they'll take for offers. We're getting into annual anime here. We got the idols again. We got the black plate for the idols. Got the other 3 spots there. We're getting into some more annual, and this annual is such a pain in the ass because there's 4 plates for everything. So the base card has 4 plates. The variant has 4 plates. The hologram, so 2 of them, 2 holograms. You got the out of 21 and the out of I think 49.
50. Yeah.
That
49.
has 4 plates. The fractal has 4 plates, but I got the black for the hologram, the black for the fractal. I've got the black for the Pack Wars. So Pack Wars has 4 plates.
That's
So
great.
again, all the same art. It's kind of like comparing the X-Men Metal to the Platinum set where there's so many of the same one. It's like this here is like there's so many of the same one, and then you have all the printing plates, and the only difference is like the background to them.
Yeah, that is ridiculous, man. That's great. I didn't even know about that.
And then so we have X-Men Metal. So we got base, grandiose gold, blue, pink, red, black, or no, that one's pink. Sorry, this one's
Yeah.
black, red, pink, green, purple, which is on eBay, and then 4 printing plates. This was an EPAC achievement. I haven't seen this anywhere. I know somebody has it, but I haven't seen it anywhere. And then you got the high series, same setup. The black is on ComC on its way to me when I decided to ship that home.
Nice.
And then so then red, pink, green.
To your point about the black, real quick, I've never even I've seen one sale because I have the Gambit, and I'm missing that black. I have the blue, but I've never seen a black except for one sale, and I missed it.
And X-Men Metal, it was so tough sometimes to tell the difference between some of them. Like depending on the card art, there was like almost no foiling on some of the cards. So we get the Arc Weld, and then we have Palladium, Platinum Portrait.
Yeah,
which this just looks badass.
Yeah, that's super nice, man. And I like the periodic too.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, got the purely Fred Ian's Unbound base and autograph card there. So that finishes the first binder. And then we go into the second binder. Prop this one up back here. We'll keep it tilted a little, keep some of the light off of it. And then this one just works out nicely because it starts masterpieces.
Okay.
So we got base aftermarket auto, gold sig, prelim, variant aftermarket auto. And then this is where we would get into the other color parallels here. So the purple, we got the green out of 25. We've got the amber out of 50. The 101 was available, but at the time, the amber 101s were going for so much, I wasn't in a spot to buy that at all.
Yeah.
And then I got this one was gifted to me by Jen. Jen Collects.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's a nice gift.
Metallurgy out of 25 with the aftermarket auto on that.
Dude, I like how the sanding pink too. That's dope, man.
Yeah, I like that. We got the top teams, and I just picked up the black plate from Cherry Collectibles on EPAC for that one. So that one will be coming home eventually. That'll go there, and then the other 3 plates there. We have the Allegiance set. This is a custom card that Joseph Reed did for me. He put the cracked ice effect on it. Yeah.
That looks
nice.
dope. Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
it looks
nice.
nice.
I thought it was
I mean,
part
it's
of the
not.
set until you
No,
just
not.
told me that.
Yeah, not part of the set, but it goes in the binder because it was a gift and it was a loose card. So I just put it in there, put it in my checklist, and then you got the different parallels and stuff like that for Allegiance. And then, of course, Allegiance has the chapters cards as well, which those are ones I have to work on. You can see all the blank spots for the chapters cards. We got the Anime 2, the Woodblock, and then the Woodblock Auto out of 10 for Peach Momoko.
Mm.
And then these are, I think these are Marvel Champions, maybe. So there's only one card in here, and this in both my binders that's not a Domino card, and it's this one right here.
Oh, because of the dog domino.
Pip the Pug. That's her dog.
Nice.
So I added that one into the binder.
Well, I like that dog more than the Deadpool dog. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got Midnight Suns. We picked up. We got a few of the Midnight Suns cards coming through ComC. We got the Wayshack Auto out of 100, the green, the base, Platinum. So this one here, I actually went pretty ham on Platinum. Try to show that better here. So you got base, rainbow, blue surge, red, yellow, blue, rainbow, purple rainbow, black rainbow, teal wave, blue tracks, yellow spotlight, red rainbow, green crackle, purple pixels, checkers,
Yeah.
the cosmic and the cosmic and the pink pulsar are en route. They're with ComC, so those will be coming eventually. I got the gold seismic or seismic gold out of 10, the amber out of 5. Don't have the 101, but it stays a spot for that. We got the red auto. What is that one? That one is the creator auto orange, and then the blue auto. The out of 5 auto is en route. I have that
Oh,
on
wow.
ComC as well. And then the 101 auto.
Oh, wow. You got, damn, that's dope, dude.
Yep. So I got that one. I joked around with Will. I said I'm going to heat that sticker up. I'm going to peel it off. And I'm going to take it down to a show. I'm going to have Benjamin Percy sign it. I won't do that, but
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I would love to, just to be like, there you go. There's your actual what it deserved auto.
Yeah, on card.
Tarot card, too big to fit in the sleeves, so it just got a double card saver, and then it just sits in its spot in the binder.
Nice.
So then we got the spot here for the printing plates as well, which I've seen 2 plates for platinum, but the just not picking those up right this second at the prices people are asking for them.
Yeah.
Not these specifically, like nobody said like this is the price I want for these specifically, but just like platinum plates in general right now I feel are just way overpriced, so I'm just not a buyer right now for those. I've got 2 cards for Fleur Ultra Wolverine. I've got the base card and I've got the 101.
That's nice.
That's all I've got for Fleur Ultra Wolverine so far. Oh crap, where'd that come from? Right there. I'll have to watch it back to see where it goes.
And not bad one to have. That the other ones, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying. Is like I picked that up, so now like nothing else I have to worry about, And then I've got the out of 42 mini, so then there's an out of 5 mini that goes with that. Oh man, it bounced me out again.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's really dope. I really like that because it's like chibi style.
Yeah, and this was from a Kickstarter set that recently came out. So I grabbed that up.
Do you mind see? Can I see one closer up?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take this one out for you.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's fun. Did he whoever did the Kickstarter? Did they have multiple characters or just?
Yeah, so I think it was Cable and Domino were the 2. Well, you know what? I think there was more than that because it was like a whole game that goes with it. So I think there was more than just those 2, but I think those 2 were the primary ones, and that's kind of where it ends right now. She's not in the new set for Avengers medal, so I didn't
Yeah.
have to add any additional spots for her for that. She's not in. Well, as far as I know, she doesn't really have anything else coming out right now until we kind of figure out what Upper Deck's got going on
Yeah.
with other sets and that. So, but yeah, that's my Domino collection right now, minus sketch cards. So
No, that's dope, man. Thanks for sharing that. That honestly, it makes me want to do a character collection, but I tried that almost at the beginning when I first started with Surfer, and
yeah,
I found out real quick that yeah, it's just crazy the amount of money that could go into it. You know?
yeah, it's tough. Like when I first started doing the character collecting for Domino, I had her at like 260-ish cards that existed for her,
At the
and
time.
now it's just when you're counting all the parallels, it's just so many now, with every
Yeah.
set having so many parallels. Now she is in the Topps Chrome UK release, so I will be keeping an eye out for those cards. So
Damn, that's
Uncle
crazy, man.
Jakey didn't get any boxes in that drop, but
Oh wow, he did it.
no, he didn't. No, he
Wow,
tried,
that's
but he didn't
crazy.
get any boxes. So
Wow, a UK resident couldn't get a UK box. That is crazy. Because
yeah, that's
someone
to me that
commented,
seems weird.
yeah, it's a little weird, I would say. Jake, what are
Because I
you
mean,
doing, man?
they're always talking about how there's like only a couple of them over there that collect Marvel cards. Well, where the hell
He,
do all the boxes go then?
he must have been, impaired and couldn't get there.
I think those VPNs, man, they're snagging
Yeah,
them up. So
that's crazy. Yeah, man, that's dope to see, man. I love how you included a lot of other stuff besides the chibi stuff, the custom
yeah,
cards that you got gifted, and then the autos, the aftermarket autos are dope. Like you said,
hmm
those are not a must for you, but if you come across them and if it's
yeah.
your
If
budget,
I
you snag them.
if I see it online, like if it falls in the eBay search and it shows up and it's a price that I'm okay with paying for an aftermarket auto, yeah, I'll just add it. Now, because I don't like shuffling, I'm probably more apt to just kind of just go, I don't need that one, and
Yeah.
just let it go. So,
Hey
but
man, do you want to let's end it? Do you want to end it with a shout out and a little anti shout out? I don't know if you have any anti shout outs, but
oh man,
you know,
anti shout out to anybody that says I know something but can't tell you. Go get bent. Um, and it, I don't got to call out names. You all know who you
yeah,
are.
yeah,
Um, and then shout out uh, a lot, man. Sergio, Will, Doom, you, Tim. I'll even throw Newton there. Let's see, Jake. Like so many guys in the hobby that are just awesome to hang out with and chat with, and are honest and forthright. Don't have hidden agendas with stuff.
mhm.
Not saying other people do, but uh, you could
They're
tell
more
who's genuine.
transparent. Yeah,
Yeah, you could tell who's genuine and transparent and actually cares about people growing a hobby and collecting.
yeah,
We do the hobby hangout stuff. We got the Discord page for that. We got the Facebook page for that. And
yeah. Shout out to the
it's
hobby
not
hangout. That's crazy, man.
it's
You started that, and it's already at close to 600 members, by the way.
yeah, close to 600 members on that. And it's not a lot of posting activity, but that's okay. It's people like very like focused
Hmm.
things, and it's a broad spectrum group where it's like you're going to see art, you're going to see Marvel cards, DC stuff, action figures. It's everything. So
Yeah,
we don't allow sales in the Facebook group, which is nice. So that cuts down on some of that clutter
hmm,
post, which is really good. Well, technically we do. We allow the artists to sell their art on the group, but we don't allow like card sales from just the general people. So
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I appreciate it, True Man, and thanks for
man,
joining
it's
me. I know
always fun.
it's a long time coming. I have a lot of that's the thing with this. For me, it's obviously all on me because of the scheduling part of it, but also like I've told so many people that I have to keep track of like going back. Like I still need Ian Cards of Metal on. I still need to redo my episode with Interglobal Comics, or Interglobal, excuse me, not Interglobal Comics, and just other people along the way that I've told that I haven't had a chance to, and then I need to, in general, like I was telling Sergio and Doom, like I'm at a point in the hobby myself where I just also want to just chat with the people that I enjoy chatting with the most. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna start bringing up, like, even if they're repeat guests, I don't care. Those are just people that I enjoy chatting with. So
It's good conversation, right?
mhm.
You and I talked about this too. Like, Jake and I do the MythoCon thing, and we had Matt Fuller help us out this year with that. But there's people you don't know that come on as guests, and that's great because it helps fill time slots. But for me, it's like I don't I don't know this person. I haven't built a relationship with this person. What am I going to talk about with this
Yeah.
person? So that for me, as the type of person that I am, and the things that I struggle with as far as mental health goes, it's not easy to have a conversation with somebody you don't really know or like have past experiences with
Hmm.
or have built out relationships with. Like I didn't really know you
Hmm.
until the MentalCon stream the first
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't really know each other that much, and we chat every now and then, and we'll share reels and send links and stuff together. And but yeah, man, it's always great to build friends in the hobby. Um, and I'm hoping that you get some more guests on here and do some more of these cards and coffee because they're fun. I enjoy listening to them, man. You guys,
Yeah.
NSDC podcast has got to be easily my favorite podcast, and the fact that you guys don't have 100 subscribers yet on that channel is absolutely befuddling to me because the
Uh,
amount of information you're putting out is ridiculous.
we've been
So
saying that, man, and it's at points it's gotten discouraging for me and Doom before we brought on
don't,
Sergio.
don't,
But we keep
don't
going. But
keep going.
maybe it's because we're part of the 20%ers. We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know because there's other. Hey, let's be honest.
I'll say it. I'll say it.
Uh,
Look, I'm not part of the 20%, but the 20%ers need our support because they've got
yeah.
some badass shit. So if you guys are watching this at
Thank you,
all
bro.
and you're not subscribed to NSDC podcast, you have to go over there, subscribe, listen to their podcast. It's freaking amazing. They cover some great conversations. They always have good guests on when they have guests on. We need Sergio talking a little bit more sometimes.
Yes. You
Um,
see me pushing him. I don't know if you see me always asking him for his
hey, he's
opinion.
had some really good episodes lately,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of him. So I think he does great when you guys are off camera.
Yeah.
I think all three of you, when you guys are the camera, man, it shuts you down
It
so
lets you
quick.
flow. It lets you flow
Yeah, it
more.
lets you flow. Like I do okay with it. I used to do real estate, so I was on camera a lot for that sort of stuff. So I'm okay with the camera thing, and I don't mind it too much. But man, after a while, like even with MentalCon this year, like Sergio's like, let's just turn them off. And
Yeah.
man, as soon as you turn that damn thing off, it was just whew, so much stress is relieved from you.
Yes.
So,
I mean, that's
but
why people ask me all the time, man. Even like a shout out to Manu, 9.9 Houston. He was telling me, hey, man, you need to get better lighting, right? People always mention my lighting. It's not that
yeah,
it's unbeknownst to me. I understand that I have bad lighting, but that's for a reason. And the reason for me is the spotlight is on my guest, not on me.
yeah,
Like
right.
I'm not interviewing myself. I'm having people like yourself that are going to show me dope shit that I don't see on an everyday basis, and hopefully share with me some knowledge that I wasn't aware of. And that's the whole point of this show for me, because I always think of what would I want to watch if I was new to collecting, and especially new to
Yeah,
Marvel collecting.
and that's kind of what I want to do. Like I if people have noticed, like I haven't been putting a lot of content out on my channel. It's because I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do there. Like, do I just want to be a card ripping channel, which I do. I want to open cards and let everybody see that experience and see what I'm pulling. I want to do like a hobby hangout sort of thing where it's like different people with different stuff, whether that's Sergio with international comics, somebody that does action figures primarily, Daniel Dunn with comic pressing, you know, um, you know, Brian Moore and his Pokemon ripping. That's I pull wire, buddy on Instagram there, and stuff that he does with his kids in the card hobby and keeping them engaged, artists, and just having different content for people to see that's not all the same thing. And that's what I think it's going to be fun when DC starts getting some of this treatment
Yeah.
that that the Marvel cards have been getting for a while. I think we're going to see a lot of Marvel only content creators
Yeah.
really shift gears, not necessarily change to a different brand, but we're going to see some stuff getting opened. And I think
Yeah.
that's great. So
Yeah, that's always something I kept in mind when me and Doom when I came up with the NSTC, as far as like the acronym goes, is like, man, diecast and collectibles, because I didn't want to close myself off to just Marvel
well,
cards.
I mean, you're not really doing much diecast there, Elusive.
Well, that's because these guys don't want to bring it up. I got Doom into it for a little bit, And
Yeah.
you also have to be like, it goes back to what I was telling you, even with the viewership and the subscriber count. It's like, it's tough to like, if people want to see more of the Marvel content, and then when you
That's
do the
where,
diecast talk, you also don't want to just like,
yeah.
you
But you
know,
can't. I don't think you can get down. Don't get down on like a lower viewership on something that you enjoy creating either.
correct.
Just if you enjoy it, just do
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah, that's why we keep
Because
doing it, man.
other people that do, they're gonna come and watch it.
Yes. Yeah, and that's something I was telling Sergio and Doom as well. Like just recently, we recorded this Friday, and we're releasing an episode tonight. And I was telling them, like, sometimes we don't even have, we never have an agenda, but sometimes we have topics in mind. And
Yeah.
this time we didn't even have a topic, and it's just the
You
fact
just
that we
rip.
have fun. Yeah, we
Yep.
just flow. We have a good time with each other, and that's why we enjoy doing it. So we don't stop because we have fun, and that's what matters primarily. As long as we have fun, hopefully some of that is able to be noticed, in third
Oh, it
person.
is.
But
It
yeah,
is. So
but
it's nice, man. It makes my driving experience, especially tonight. Like when I get ready to head out of here tonight, that's the first thing that comes on my YouTube on a Sunday night. As soon as it gets released, I'm like, throw that bad boy on, no matter what else I'm doing. It's like NSDC podcast comes on.
I appreciate you, man. And on that note, shout out to James, the variant section, because he's always telling us the same thing, because we have it on Spotify, and he goes, man, when I'm out doing my thing at work, I just love to just throw it on and zone out. So
Yeah.
thank you, guys. I appreciate the support, Nate, and thank you again for coming on. I'm sure we'll do something in the future.
Absolutely.
Maybe, but hey, stay safe out there, bro.
All right, man. Take care. See you guys.
Have a good night. Thank you.